Tuli mu Parliament, ekiri mu Parliament ate kikabuka omukulu Francis Zaake abididdemu ddala okubikolera Speaker Parliament era bw'atyo amusekeredde olw'envumbo eyamuteereddwako eggwanga lya UK oluvannyuma lw'okubba omutitimbi gw'Abannayuganda nga gweteeka ku mubiri gwe nga ono yeekubye empiso eziri mu buwumbi ekizigo kye yeesiga kya buwumbi naye nga ogwo n'omusimbi gwa ssente yamuwa omusolo. Omubaka Francis Zaake amulangidde n'amusekerera n'amugamba kyekyo awo bulijjo we tukwagala era nga twongera obubajjukiza n'obategeeza kino nno kitabudde omubaka omukyala kino nno kitabudde Speaker Parliament Anita Amonge amaziga ne gabula okumuyitamu era bw'atyo n'asaba omukulu Francis Zaake bamufulumye mu Parliament mbu asiwuuse empisa naye ng'oli abadde mu ssanyu lye yakonkojulatinga okubaba nga omukulu ono naye bamutaddeko nako watuuse wagamba nti nange nkaabiza Bannayuganda tubayisizaako ebiteekateeka bingi Bannayuganda bankoleredde nnyo ke kaseera ne Bannayuganda bafune ku ssanyu mukwano gwange muganda wange Anita Amonge atabuse olwaleero luno naye nga byebyo baganda bange embeera bwetyo bweri mu Parliament ye Speaker Parliament omukyala Anita Amonge buli kyasiba kikutuka buli kyabala kyesiba ensonga yakuba nti yazidde ssente y'omusolo agezaako yekka ate mubbi yabba amabaati g'abanaku ab'Ekalamoja naye Kyala Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bob Wine yagenda n'amuloopa kati ne bw'anaavuma Kyagulanyi ne bw'anaakola atya ne bw'anaayisiba ku Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bob Wine twongera obajjukiza n'obategeeza ye pulezidenti waffe awo yayitawo tuba twabayisizaawo ddegaali nga twagenza ate nga tuli biwanvu era nga twebaza pulezidenti waffe olw'amaanyi g'ataddemu olw'ekiwaayo kwe yeewaddeyo okulaba nga ate n'eno ensonga etambula tusuubira nti tujja gifunamu ebirungi bingi. Tuli mu Paalamenti y'eggwanga Anita Amonge takyalina kyagamba ebigambo bimuzze ku maaso yeekaza naye ebigambo byo bimuweddeko buli omu ategedde nti ono mubbi mufere takyalina kyagamba bantu wabula aze mu kwekangabiriza kugezaako goba mubaka Francis Zaake mu Parliament naye nga naye ekituufu akimanyi nti ssente y'omusolo ey'Abannayuganda yeemukuŋŋaanirako agula engoye za bukadde 15 bukadde 2 naye n'otunuulira ekiteeteeyi kyaguze obukadde 2 muganda wange mukwano gwange era nga bunaku olukya ku nsi kuno mbu omukulu oyo nakyala Speaker Parliament Anita Amonge mukyala Magogo Nnaalongo akozesa obukadde 20 buli lunaku olukya ku nsi naye nga kikyazikozesa kati perfume yeekuba ya mmeka gonna ssente zo ssente zange fa abawa omusolo era omubaka Francis Zaake asanyukidde amusekerera
chairperson of the Commonwealth Presiding and Speakers Conference. The action of the UK government violates the principle upon which that institution is established. This Parliament and the Association need to express their displeasure because, Madam Speaker, this sanction that is not based on any ground violates the tradition, the setting up of the institution, and it borders on the UK government violating the principle and the rules of engagement. And we, as citizens of Uganda, and who contribute to that international organization, we need to express our displeasure. We cannot only allow government to express displeasure because the taxpayers of this country contribute to that institution. And you now, you are not only the Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, you are the head of the presiding officers and the Speakers Conference. And that position to which all the members of the Commonwealth accorded you because of your integrity, your sincerity, and the service you have rendered to this institution. And therefore, these sanctions questions the participation, and all Commonwealth parliaments need to raise their voice because it brings double standard of the UK government and our participation. Whereas we receive development support, but most of this development support alone to which the taxpayers of Uganda pay This needs to be put on record. Therefore, Madam Speaker, we request the Minister of Foreign Affairs to engage the government of UK and other Commonwealth members to express our displeasure. If other countries, it wasn't that President Museveni sometimes is very diplomatic, would even consider withdrawing our participation in the Commonwealth Speakers Conference and institution. Because as of now, you coordinate the entire operation. How can they use, in the UK, the Conservative government do not believe in homosexuality and lesbianism. In the US, the Republicans don't believe in it. So this double standard must be rejected, and we need to communicate to the people of this country and the world. I therefore propose that the Minister of Foreign Affairs, without wasting much time, need to engage at more high level, and we express our displeasure as the Parliament of Uganda. I beg to.
Thank you, Chairperson CPA.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to, actually, at first when I was raising, I wanted to put Honorable, to inform Honorable. No. Same with you. That Parliament of Uganda is a member of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, and Madam Speaker is the president of the branch. For that matter, it's very important.
There's an order.
Madam Speaker, in our rules, you can only inform the person holding the floor. Is the member in order to descend on my seat where I am comfortably listening and begin informing me using Parliament?
Honorable member, he was just mentioning your name. I think he likes it because you're his MP. You're his MP, just likes your name. Honorable members, I am the chairperson of CPA, Commonwealth Parliamentary Association in Uganda. I am also the president. I mean the speaker, a chairperson of the speakers and presiding officers of the Commonwealth Parliaments, which is comprised of 72 countries. When we invited our friends to come for CISPOC, they did not come. And because of the law, and they wrote to us that they're not coming here because of that law, unless we're ready to withdraw, and which was okay with us. We did not miss anybody, and I want the Arab world, all of them came. All of them came. And I want to thank you for the work you did when you went to the Arab world. Honorable Minister, you need a more comprehensive statement. A comprehensive statement. You get it? Only this. You will find that some of these people are conflicted. The ones who are signing these documents are conflicted. And you know it. It's not a secret. They are conflicted. You know me, I'm not a diplomat, where you may be, but you know it. Yes, Pap.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, let you.
Right, Honourable Speaker, that gentleman was giving information, and that information was done.
But,
and the person who was...
Pap. Let the CPA first speak, then it comes to Pap.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I started with informing, but I was informing the House anyway. But my argument was that I think the sanctions were in bad faith. For starters, being that she's the president of the branch, she's the representative of this parliament in every CPA activities, at least related to the CPA Parliamentary Association. And CPA Parliamentary Association, we are signatories to the Commonwealth Charter. Interestingly, where we all the member states made a commitment to development of freedom, development of democracy and all that. And we made a commitment. And I believe the decision of the anti-homosexuality bill was out of a democratic beliefs of our country and the parliament as such. It was not an individual decision. So I think it's in bad faith. And that's why I was supporting the Right Honorable Speaker, that the minister brings a statement. And then we look at how best we can address this. Because going forward, for example, we have an annual general meeting in August, where she's supposed to be representing this parliament. We have another engagement in November, CPA, CPC in Sydney, where she's supposed to represent this parliament. So how will she going to be participating with nations that do not believe in our democracy or that are against the principles of the charter that we all subscribe to? So I think it's in bad faith, and I believe that it's important that the minister brings a statement and we find solutions and how best we can move with countries that are actually breaking the charters that they made commitments to. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Kudo, Pap.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, yesterday
Alex, I've seen you.
and the other day I attended a second African Interparliamentary Conference on Family Values and Sovereignty that is sitting in Entebbe, and I'm sure they are closing today. But I want to assure you, over the 20 countries that attended are very proud of Uganda in terms of legislation on the anti-homosexuality law. I'm a member of the Pan-African Parliament, and most of the African countries are very proud of Uganda about the case of anti-homosexuality law. So I want all of you to move with your heads high over the decision you took, because the rest of Africa is very proud of us about what we did. Right Honorable Speaker, having said that, we are also doing very badly as a nation on matters to do with the corruption. As a nation, and we all know that the way we are handling our corruption cases cannot be celebrated. This issue of Mabati was not well disposed of. It just ended in corridors, and it ended like that. Ugandans don't know who was found guilty and who was not found guilty. And it is just there lingering. And I really want to think, that's why these that wanted to get on the speaker wanted to use that. Had it been disposed of properly, probably it wouldn't have been an issue. I keep wondering why the Mabati group was bigger. I'll give you information. The Mabati group was bigger. Why did they pick only the speaker and the two? Why not the rest of the group? And the Prime Minister, there are so many ministers here who are involved. Yeah, even my friend here, Musasi, was part of those. So I'm just wondering why only the speaker and the other two? So if the matter was properly disposed of, probably would be in a better situation to debate this. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, first of all, Patrick,
Madam Speaker, my friend here had some information to give me.
Thank you, Honorable Patrick. Information I want to give relates to the press conference that the DPP held, where she said they had investigated this matter, and according to them, the people they took to court are those they found with incriminating evidence. And they said the others, the cases, the files had been closed. That's what the DPP actually said.
Honorable members, I also want to tell you, first of all, if the Karamojong team was here, they would bear me witness. When the issue came up on the Mabati, I said, I hope the Mabati that was put at my gate, because it was dropped at my gate. The gate of my school was not part of Karamoja Mabati. And I said, if they were, I will immediately return. So when the investigation went on, I said, give the schools, government schools, give the government schools the Mabati. I came back after finding out that that was the Mabati and refunded. I was the first person without anybody saying it, and refunded the iron sheets and said, have your iron sheets, I don't need them. Because if they are meant for Karamoja, they are meant for Karamoja, not for my place. And I've never been to any court of corruption. And who says it is only Karamoja that would need Mabati? Even if they went to Teso, even if they went to Lango, even if they went to where. But honorable members, this is a test on us. A test on us, which we must prove. Ekudo, Dakas, Sechi. So no.
Thank you so much.
By the
Madam
way, Sechi
Speaker.
is one of my good friends.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Being somebody who comes from Teso and a member of Parliament from Teso, and when you hear about the issues in the TV, talk about the Speaker, I feel bad because I come from Teso. I come with her in Teso, and if something goes wrong, I think the objectives of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda 18 allows the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to handle this matter. But sincerely, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is just keeping it quiet. Today, he has made a statement today when the social media has already damaged somebody's name. No, this is not good. So for us as members of Parliament for Teso, we feel about it and we condemn those issues in case somebody is wrong. Why do you leave other people who were taken to court and you bring somebody who was not taken to court? Foreign Affairs, please wake up.
Honorable Dakas.
Madam Speaker, thank you for giving me an opportunity to just make a contribution on this issue, which I haven't spoken on for a long time.
Honorable members, let's not attack the Minister of Foreign Affairs. What we need to do, but Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Ekudo is right. When you heard this, you ought to have responded instantly. That is what we pay you for, to do the diplomacy. Before the undiplomatic people come, you should have done your diplomacy, and then you come to this house and tell us, this is what I have done. Now, you'll get an undiplomatic person who will say, maybe the person who signed this document is himself.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the point you just made is really an important point. Ever since we passed this law, for me, two things have not happened. One is that we really have not engaged the West diplomatically. I can tell you the majority of the world is on our side, even in the West. But we are not engaging properly. We are losing markets because of this issue. And those markets, we can redeem them if we were collaborating with our allies on that other part of the world. So it's important that the Minister of Foreign Affairs takes his job responsibly and engages the rest of the world. Secondly, even after we have passed the law, we continue to hear of children being abused in this manner, and yet you never hear of any arrest. So really, what's this law for? If we have a law, we should allow the law to begin to bite. In any case, we're already being beaten somehow. So I think it's important that we are acting with our two-edged sword. We should be engaging the West because we do have allies there. But also here at home, we should be seen to activate the law and not just keep the law shelved.
Yes.
Let me allow, Madam.
He has given way. I don't know why you are complaining. Eh? He has given way. The information I want to give is a point of law that I want to share. The Supreme Court has said when a law is being challenged before the Constitutional Court, you cannot charge a person under that law. So the reason why people are not being charged under the anti-homosexuality law is because it's still being challenged. So until it is disposed of at the highest level, it's when police and DPP can actually act. That's the information I wanted to give.
Thank you for that information. And that's a good education for me. Madam Speaker, the other thing I wanted to make remarks on based on your communication today is on the issue of malaria. We know that malaria continues to be the largest killer of Ugandans. And I know that the Ministry of Health has made significant efforts towards prevention. I can speak for the testimony of Kabaremaido district, where we have had reduction because of distribution of nets. So as we go forward, I think it's important that government continues to employ every effort towards prevention. And the idea of planting neem trees is a highly welcome idea, and I congratulate government for that. Because we are beginning to see that the efforts that are put towards prevention could help us in reducing the impact of malaria on our communities. The other is the issue of diagnosis of malaria. We continue to see that the items used by the Ministry of Health fall short. Every month in our health facilities, you find that the rapid test kits are short. And that makes the situation worse for including those places that are hard to reach. So I think it would be important, again, that this House and indeed government pays attention to one disease that kills a majority of Ugandans. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much. Honourable members, maybe just as information, as you do budgeting, as you go for budgeting, the executive of this country is very passionate. First of all, thank you for going to watch football the other day. And it is an agreed position from this budget that we are making, that the money for the stadia that are to be built is supposed to be in this budget without fail. Without fail. Say, Chi.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I share your concerns and the concerns of this House about the sanctions that were imposed on the head of this very institution, the Right Honorable Speaker, Anita Mo, and 2 other former ministers, Honorable Chitutu and Honorable Agnes Nandutu. Right Honorable Speaker, I was in this house when we passed that anti-homosexuality law. And I can assure you, we as Parliament, we stand together on issues of morality of this country. There is no doubt about that. And I think each and every member of the House, you can't say it is the Speaker, it is so, it was a collective effort of the entire House. So if there is such an indictment, it's an indictment on the rest of, on all of us. That is important. And to that extent, I want us to stand firm. We shall get to know where it ends. We stand by you, the Right Honorable Speaker, in as far as enacting of that law is concerned, if that is the casus belli of all this that is unfolding. But I would hasten also to add, Right Honorable Speaker and members, that for us to sit by, there is a lot of ramifications and what our relationship with the Commonwealth shall be. The Speaker is the head. There are those engagements on annual basis. She's the chair of the speakers and presiding officers. So I think even those in UK, I saw the Deputy Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Mitchell. He ought to know the ramifications and the implications of sanctioning a speaker of a country. She is the head of the third arm of government. So there must be foreign affairs and government. You must tell us, how do we as a country proceed from here? What are our bilateral arrangements? What is the fate of our development cooperation that we share with the UK and the Commonwealth? Can we withdraw from the UK, from the Commonwealth? And I think the answer is no. Then what is the way forward? Because the head of the third arm, who represents us who are seated here, cannot go to the Commonwealth. In other words, we are decapitated. We are decapitated, we must state it. We must take the implications. How are we going to engage with the other 56 other countries under the umbrella of the Commonwealth? So it's a question that we must answer, and government must answer that. It was peculiar that the president even chose to keep quiet about it the other day at the Labour Day celebrations, because it isn't as easy as it comes. It isn't, honorable members. There is some weight on it. And I don't want to think that UK was not aware of the backlash of the fallout in all this. And to me, Right Honorable Speaker, it yet presents another opportunity on how, as a country,
Minister, I hope you're taking notes of what Sage is raising.
On how the country is proceeding on the question of corruption. To have your speaker sanctioned on account of larceny is such a grave matter. What is the rest of the country now? Probably, I think they are now touching on the speaker to tell you, to tell us as a country, how we are proceeding. A speaker of an institution, the third arm. So I think, Right Honorable Speaker, when issues of corruption are raised, why don't we get the opportunity to discuss them and for government to handle the same to its full conclusion? This is the problem. We are stuck. We cannot even present our voices to be heard well because the issue of the iron sheets was greatly mismanaged. It was greatly mismanaged. The Rugorobis, the Chitutu, the Nandutus were those arraigned before court. And to me, having cabinet ministers and ministers attending court, then in the afternoon they go to attend cabinet. What indicators are we giving to the international community? So for me, on the question of homosexuality, I want us to desegregate it. That one we all stand together. But on the question of corruption, honorable members, I beg your indulgence, that we must tackle it. We can't let it go. The other day we had an opportunity to look at ourselves as parliament. When the issue of the handshake, the service awards came, right, Honorable Speaker, I've never given us the opportunity to debate it. Despite my my constant standing here, can we have a look at ourselves? Or must we hide ourselves now in the same cloak? For me, I'm not part of that. If the UK is sanctioning and targeting the corrupt of this country, it's because we as a country have failed. We have let down the people of Uganda, where everybody knew. Some ministers said that the anarchists came through their windows to their compounds and they were let scot-free. The unfortunate ones, the three, were arraigned before court, and others are continuing to occupy the front bench. And the president made a very simple premise: I'm going to follow them. I'm going to follow them. Where is the following we were talking about? So to me, honorable members, right, honorable Speaker, you better seize the opportunity. Seize the opportunity and say no to corruption. Lead the way so that as a country we can stand by you. But when this institution is full of loopholes, the allegations of corruption, the service awards abound, and we cannot debate them, we cannot discuss them, what should we do? It is only seeming that now the foreign countries are the ones doing the job we are supposed to do. So I don't want members to hide about sovereignty of the country.
They cannot search.
Yes.
Honorable government, you respond on the issues of the handsheets, but I'm telling you, the foreign country cannot, we're a sovereign country. I mean, UK cannot come and run our country. They cannot.
Thanks for the guidance, right, Honorable Speaker.
We are going to handle the issue of the corruption. That is okay. Perceived corruption. You know, somebody should be proved that, like the ministers who are in court. There are so many people about how many. Honorable Boa, do you want to say something?
Before you can come up, let us be open. I'm really making my humble and honest call to you, right, Honorable Speaker. Let us start with ourselves. We cannot continue hiding. We are condemning other foreign countries when we have let down this country.
The other day they said you are corrupt to pass the RAPEX bills. Were you corrupt? Were you bribed? Who was bribed in this house?
Right, Honorable Speaker,
I'm not asking you, Sechi. I'm asking members, who was bribed in this house?
Right, Honorable Speaker. You see,
you know, Sechi, people will say whatever they will want to say, but what matters is, have you proved what it is? Have you proved?
You say information, my brother. You know, colleagues, it is very important that we look at international relations and international law. Whereas we relate and need each other, at the end of the day, every country protects its interest. And the information I want to give you on the ICC, for example, the US citizens, the UK citizens can commit crime, but have not assented to the ICC. They try their citizens in their local countries, in their local legal systems. So we need to ensure that we build our systems, support it, and never surrender other international systems that do not meet our interest to take charge. To me, that's really the position. The US government, an American can commit crime here that warrants ICC. A UK citizen can commit a crime, but they will be tried in the US and the judicial procedure will be implemented according to the laws of US and UK. The same we should do according to our legal system. If it is weak, we should build it and strengthen it. That's the information I want to give you.
I thank you, Honorable Elijah.
You also have
Only a
something.
small one, only a small one.
Honorable
Geoffrey
there's a
Kanya.
procedure, there's a procedure matter.
A small one, as I.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. I rise on the matter of procedure on our rules of procedure 73. Issues about iron seats. Members of Parliament were willing to debate it. But when the matter went to court, we were debarred. It is not that maybe MPs wanted not to discuss this matter about the loss or any misappropriation of the iron seats. I find it for us to engage again so much on the issues about the iron seats of Karamoja, and yet the matter is still even in court, not yet concluded. It is like we are in sub judice. We are breaking our own rules. But again, even for somebody to write an indictment on one of us in this parliament in regards to iron seats, it is as if that person is not following our rules and the laws. Parliament of this country, which you are the chair, we have the rules. We move with our constitution. Article 79 prescribes very clearly our parliament is constituted. We have been mandated to make laws in this country. And it's affects somebody understanding to say that if this country, Ugandans, members of parliament, have made a law, which that law they feel is right for them to govern themselves, and somebody should be referred to. We move according to what our constitutions we have agreed upon. Madam Speaker, the procedural matter I am raising,
Yes.
the procedural matter I'm raising, it is found in those two grounds, Article 79, and then our rules 73. We have been moving. Is it really procedural now for somebody to come here and start dragging us on the debate of iron seats? And yet we are patiently waiting for that time to be put off, and we debate it out. We are aware of our code of conducts in this house, the integrity, we are aware about it, the corruptions, whatever thing, we are not even pleased about it. Is it right for us to go back in that debate or move forward? I thank you.
Lob.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, as a former journalist for 14 years, I want to join journalists in celebrating World Press Freedom Day, a very important day on which we remind government to protect the rights of journalists as they operate. Sadly, though, many times they face a lot of brutality from the state, which should be protecting them as they do their work. Our hope is that we can get commitment from government on this particular issue, but also to call upon the employers of these journalists, because as the state brutalizes them, their employers in one way or another ill-treat some of them, poor pay and all of these issues that need to be addressed. So hopefully this day is a good reminder to all the stakeholders to treat journalists with respect and to empower them as they execute their mandate. Right Honorable Speaker, the issue of sanctions. In your communication, Right Honorable Speaker, you said you are not bothered and you don't care about these sanctions. In fact, you mentioned that the only visa you are concerned about is the visa to Bukedia. And so you don't care about the visas to the US and to the UK and so on. I'm now surprised why then you seem very bothered, because if you say you only care about a visa to Bukedia, why do you seem very bothered and angry about this issue? I think it should not bother you, right?
I am not bothered at all. I am talking for 48 million Ugandans outside there.
That's all right.
And I am representing, I'm sitting on this seat for the 48 million Ugandans there. And secondly, I don't get handouts from those countries. There is an order.
I don't know why someone wants to put the speaker on order. Right, Honorable Speaker, no one has said you get handouts from these countries. We are talking about...
Order, Madam Speaker. Order.
Right, Honorable Speaker, we are talking about the sanctions, which indicated corruption, Mabati theft, and all of these different things. That which you're saying is a different matter. I don't know if somebody is accusing you of getting handouts from these countries. That has not come up, and that's not the issue. For me, my concern is, if you're saying you only bothered about a visa to Bukedia, then you shouldn't be consumed by this issue, right, Honorable Speaker? You shouldn't be, because you also seem to be rallying us to join you in being angry over this matter. Because your concern is Bukedia, right, Honorable Speaker?
Leader of opposition.
But finally, right, Honorable Speaker, I want to implore government.
Switch on.
Thank you. I want to implore government, right, Honorable Speaker. Government, do not wait for foreign countries to sanction individuals, whether it be involved in Mabati theft, in corruption, and so on. Take action. Why do you wait for that? And then you begin to complain. When you're going to beg for aid, you don't complain. When they say now that we give you aid, that aid...
There is an order from Ogwang.
He's asking for clarification. I'll get it shortly.
Honorable member.
Government, take action against corruption.
Leader of opposition. Leader of opposition. Okay.
First of all, I would like to thank the leader of opposition for the submission he's making, right, Honorable Speaker. The clarification I want to seek from LOP is that for purpose of the Speaker, is there any record by any competent court of law in Uganda that she has been involved in any corruption matter? Number two, is there, as far as we are all aware, that they took former colleagues who are our colleague members of parliament are before courts of law? Have the case been adjudicated and confirmed that they are guilty? So if we are talking about the rule of law, was it in order for that respectable country to impose sanctions on such individuals?
And Honorable Member, Okirori has something to say.
Honorable, he sought clarification from me in a minute.
Now, give a name, I'm the Speaker.
Okay, I can take that.
Most obliged. Honorable Speaker, I think we are... LOP maybe perhaps should be concentrating on more important things. I want to, this is my...
Just
perhaps, right, Honorable Speaker, you're concentrating on non-issues according to Honorable
I am raising my point of order. I'm on a point of order.
You're the one who raised the issue, right, Honorable
Speaker? I'm on a point of order.
What LOP is talking about?
He's saying you're discussing non-issues, right, Honorable Speaker. I don't know if it's in order.
What LOP is talking is important. He's talking about something important. But what I'm also telling LOP, that LOP, don't even deceive yourself that I am hurt. Me, the Anita I know. Me, to be hurt over those sanctions. Forget.
That's okay, right, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Peter Ogwang was seeking clarification from me regarding rule of law. I'll educate you a little bit because I'm a lawyer. Article 28(3)(a) of our country's constitution talks about presumption of innocence. That's our constitution. Now, the way sanctions operate, and I don't know whether we should be discussing sanctions issued by a country which has the prerogative to issue their own sanctions. Sanctions are not subject. I was clarifying, sanctions are not subject of your local jurisprudence here.
Procedure matter.
It's a diplomatic tool,
There's a procedure matter. Nathan, we have not started.
Right, Honorable Speaker. We have spent about an hour.
Give us 1 hour.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
In one of your statements, you guided that the Minister of Foreign Affairs should come with a comprehensive statement. On a matter like this, the first expectation in diplomacy would be the ministry to summon the ambassador of the UK position of government of Uganda on this matter, and then be able to report to Parliament so that we can have a debate. Is it procedurally right for us to continue discussing this matter when actually we have not heard comprehensively on the steps that government has taken to engage the other country? Are we proceeding right, Honorable Speaker?
Honorable members, Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, we will expect a comprehensive response on the action that you've taken on this. And I don't want anybody to think I am bothered of whatever is happening, but I am doing this for anything on me touches everybody in this house. I am the leader of this house. So when I say, some of you have property like, I have not said search. I have not said stop putting search in my mouth. I have not said. I'm saying some people have. You leave search. I am saying there are people who get their earnings, who sustain their livings in Uganda, who do accountability, using people's names, using the names of their knitters so that they account for we are doing work in the country. But that said and done, I want a comprehensive report from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and I want actions that you've taken. Honorable Obua, Government Chief Whip, I had talked about the fisheries. About the fisheries. No, I have already ruled. Check the rules. I've already ruled. No, I have already ruled. Honorable, can I hear about the fisheries? Somebody who was killed, people who are being killed in the fisheries areas. Somebody was killed in Ingo, another one was killed Fortunate, you have something, you have to say something on fisheries. Joan, let him first give us a government.
Except, Right Honorable Speaker, you had indicated that we are going to discuss about the awards, the service awards, and you said, yes, we are going to discuss it.
We'll do it.
And I had thought, probably, can we use this opportunity to know so that we prepare ourselves over the same? Yes, because in a way, it shows that we are now committed to fighting corruption.
There's a procedure matter here.
Yes, because in your chair, you had guided that you are going to give a day. You are here.
Sechi.
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker.
Sechi. Even when you know you have all the favors from me as a friend to speak anytime, when a government chief whip is standing to handle something that is concerning so many people, give him space. I know you have that favor from a friend. That is a problem. Yes, the issue of fisheries.
Right Honorable Speaker, on a lighter note, Honorable Sechi knows that the government chief whip is a German-trained commando. So next time, please. Right Honorable Speaker, on a lighter note, that was on a lighter note. Right Honorable Speaker,
And when you touch the government chief whip, Oduro will act on this side. Okwiri will bring.
I don't want to inform him of the other.
Soldiers.
So, Right Honorable Speaker, I have equally seen.
Nathan, we have not started on the taxes. We are talking about you don't have a leg. No. Chairman of BCU. Taxes.
Right Honorable Speaker, I have equally seen on social media, including in Amolata district, where one resident was reportedly shot dead by a member of the Fisheries Protection Unit, among others. May I request, Right Honorable Speaker, that you give the Minister in charge of Fisheries an opportunity to come and present a comprehensive statement covering all the fishing communities and what is transpiring within the country generally, but also with specific regard to the incidences that we have read and seen in the media. May I request for that time for the minister to come and brief the House?
As the minister comes, Joan.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Right Honorable Speaker and members, the military in the lakes, the military on the lakes are no longer want people to fish and trade silver fish. Right Honorable Speaker, in March this year, in Lambu landing site in Masaka district, military police confiscated fishing gears and silver fish from fishing community. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm requesting the minister in charge of fisheries to address this House on this ban and also inform us the plans government has for the people affected because of these bans. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, Government Chief Whip, I can see you trying to practice. Government Chief Whip, you're hearing so many people have issues. Still massacre.
Right Honorable Speaker, not only in Masaka, the entire nation is suffering from these issues of fisheries and the ministry and the military. I've had colleagues from Toroko. There are serious issues there. We passed the law, we enacted the law here that removes the military from the waters in terms of protecting the fishery. We want to hear from the minister, Madam Honorable, Right Honorable Speaker. Has this law come to effect? Because we continue to see the military everywhere, and it has affected our people, their livelihood. They have been banned from the lakes. Their fishing gear has been banned. We are losing lives. Right Honorable Speaker, it is important information.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The information I want to give to my colleague is that it is not only massacre, but if you went even where the Minister of Fisheries has come from, it is still affected. Serere. Thank you.
And this one I was talking about was in Buyende. Yes. Honorable members, let's get a statement from the minister as guided by the government chief whip. We want the report in the next sitting because the people who are being killed, deserve to live. Because they can take away the fish and leave the person. Mm. Yes.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable
Could
Speaker.
I
Right Honorable Speaker.
humbly request through your chair that there could be members with issues that are very specific.
Right Honorable Speaker, you gave me to speak and the
Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, can we have all the people whose areas are affected bring the complaints in writing, all, and then we'll handle one by one and case by case. So let's have that and let it be filed in a government chief's whip's office and give me a copy.
Madam Speaker, you had given me opportunity to on a procedural matter. Right Honorable, you communicated, you yourself, that we may break off. You also communicated that it's a matter of death. We have a full day. These ministers are there in this country. And we create time because this is a matter of death, Right Honorable Speaker. Within today, that minister comes, gives us either a notice about this is a matter of death, Right Honorable Speaker. The minister can come, and there are several ministers within the ministry who can at least instruct UPDF or the military that is said to stop at least in the immediate term so that Ugandans are saved on the lakes. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you, government.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you because what you guided on is what I wanted to bring to the House. I have requested for time, honorable colleagues, because these incidences are not isolated to only one area. And the fact that we are raising from different areas, that implies the minister also needs time to interrogate such that she can be able to respond to specific incidences in specific areas. So in the interest of that, or having that in mind, I would still think that, Right Honorable Speaker, the way you have guided the honorable colleagues with specific incidences in their respective areas would report, such that the minister can investigate, respond to them, but also generally respond to issues surrounding the law that was passed by this parliament. Thank you.
Honorable members, let's get a report. So, let's get a report. Okay.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, those with the big water bodies are talking about silverfish. But even us with the small swamps in our districts, those swamps have been a livelihood for us. And I see when people go planting rice, the rice is cut down. So what about other areas where the Chinese and so-called investors have gone to plant rice, even in the wetlands? Because for us now, that rice keeps the fish, and we keep picking those small pieces of fish in the water, but we also want the rice. We want to know, what are we going to do, some of us who are surrounded by swamps?
Now, I used to know that there was no border, smuggling border in our area, in Amuria. The way Susan has smuggled in the now that is on the what? On the wetlands. That one, yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. You made a ruling, and I want to seek clarification. I've just got to learn that Honorable You anyway, she made the reference to those with big water bodies and Honorable Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to make a request. You have ruled that people that have concerns relating to fishing should
Put it down and
put it in writing. And the others have brought up issues of rice. Other areas, we have issues of disappearing forests. There are so many environmental issues. I would humbly pray that instead of limiting ourselves to fish, you
Yes.
allocate time for us to discuss environmental matters.
Yes. And let me tell you, honorable members, you'll find a prime minister takes her time to get responses from each and every ministry on the questions that are put. But when you raise it here, you may not get all what you need. So let's put it down in writing and we'll respond one by one and what action has been taken. Members in the public gallery, this morning we have a delegation of the executive of Bugiri municipality led by the mayor, Kisubi Ayub. You're welcome. And they are represented by Honorable Taka Agnes and Honorable Asumani Basalirwa. Basalirwa. You first greet them. You're most welcome. You have a very good member of parliament. Very good member. If it was even possible to come unopposed. Honorable members, you'll allow me to evoke my powers and Rule 25 on the order paper, and we get sports, and it will be moved under Rule 56 of the Rules of Procedure by the Minister to establish the National Institute for Teacher Education. And while we are doing all this, if we finish the tax bills today, the next sitting will be from your villages. We refer it and then we ratify on the day when we are sitting. So, Honorable Minister, you have something, so hey, on the same?
No, slightly something else. Right, Honorable Speaker. My procedural matter related to the statement that you had required from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I just wanted to beg your indulgence that there are a number of other Ugandans that have been
Embeera bw'etyo bwebadde mu Parliament, omukyalo Speaker wa Parliament Anita Amongi leero ategedde amaanyi ga Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine abamu n'abantu baffe aba National Unity Platform. ajja kakasa ajja kitegeera era kyetuyinza omugamba nti ajja kiwulira. Anita Amongi ojja kukiwulira, tolina kyogamba bantu, tokyalina wadde buyinza bwogera ku bannayuganda. Atwongera okujjukiza n'okutegeeza nti yo embeera bwetyo bweri, buli kimu bwekiti bwe kitambula. Era tujjukiza bannayuganda ffenna nti ye Speaker wa Parliament Anita Amongi atakyalina kiddako, atakyalina kyagamba bantu. Ebyo bye tulaba nga bikulozinze, buli kimu kigaddewo.